Hello and welcome to another episode of Geared Toward Gear. My name is Sean and I'm so glad you're here. Today we have an impromptu and slightly unexpected unboxing of a package that I received today, all the way from Norway, from a subscriber and friend of mine named Fredrik. So Fredrik has a YouTube channel and there will be a link below, so go check out his channel and subscribe if you're not already. And I sent him a package a few weeks back and he did a unboxing of some things that I sent him, and that was mainly just kind of as a gift to him. He was my first or second subscriber, so he's been a member of this channel from the very beginning. And also I just wanted him to have some things to open on his channel and have some content to provide to his viewers and his subscribers. And certainly didn't expect anything in return. Well, fast forward to about a week ago, he said, hey, I may be sending you something in the near future. And that was kind of it. He didn't necessarily say something is on the way, here's a tracking number. He just said I might be sending you something. And lo and behold, today this package showed up and he sent me a message on Facebook saying, hey, you should have a package arriving soon. And when you get it, try to open it as soon as possible. So I got this about 4 hours ago. I was busy and just haven't had a chance to open it yet, but here we are. We're going to open it on camera together and see what Fredrik sent me from Norway. So this is really exciting. I'm Norwegian myself. My family heritage is Norwegian. My last name is Norwegian. And so yeah, my first international viewer package. This will be the second unboxing of a viewer package. The first was from John in Indiana, and there's a video on that if you want to check that out. Today's EDC is the Benchmade bug out. This was a gift from my father, and there's a funny story about this. I will do a full review at some point. This is actually the third one that I've owned in the last 3 weeks due to some issues, none of which were my dad's fault or Benchmade's fault, but interesting story, and I'll cover that in the review. So let's get into this box. It's a decent size, you can see, compared to my hand, and it's probably 2 pounds, maybe 2.5. So let me see the best way to attack this. I'm just gonna pick a side, cut the tape there, and let's see, I'll just run the blade down through here, and that should, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we are into the box, and I may zoom the camera in a little bit and get the box out of the way. You know what, let's do that. I'm gonna slide the box out of the way, bring the camera in just a little closer, and start pulling things out one by one. So hopefully I can do this without shaking the camera too much, but we'll bring it in a little closer. That'll work. Okay, so let's see what we got. We've got some chocolate, it looks like. I think. I don't speak Norwegian or read Norwegian, assuming this is Norwegian. But based on the package, it looks like chocolate. Yeah, it says milk chocolate on the back, and I do like chocolate. So some nice Norwegian chocolate that will definitely get eaten for sure. Let's see what else we got. Oh, wow. Okay, so I've heard of this. I've not tried it before. And if I'm not mistaken, this is cheese. A Norwegian, like a brown cheese. I'm probably butchering this, Fredrik, so I apologize. You can leave a comment and let us know exactly what this is and what this says. But this is again, I think from what I understand from just being Norwegian and having a little bit of knowledge about Norway, is that this is a classic Norwegian cheese, I think. I can't read any of this, unfortunately. I see something that says what I think is calcium, so that would make sense for cheese. M-E-L-K, I would think that means milk. So I think this is cheese. I'm pretty sure this is cheese. And I love cheese, all kinds. Stinky cheese, you know, blue cheese, any kind of cheese I'm a fan of. So I'll definitely probably pop that in the fridge, I would imagine, and enjoy some of that cheese. So Fredrik, let us know what this is exactly, what type of cheese it is, and maybe somewhere where it can be purchased online. Because I always like trying new foods, especially cheeses and things like that. So that's very cool. So some Norwegian cheese and some chocolate. Looks like we got some packing material, which is funny because I put some bags, some grocery bags in the box that I sent to Fredrik, and I think he thought there was more to it than that, but it was just packing material. All right, next up we've got okay, so this is also going to be in Norwegian. I think this is, okay, so it says reindeer stew. It's very much dry and vacuum sealed. So this, to me, is probably a freeze-dried kind of emergency ration. It looks like reindeer stew. You can see a picture there up at the top of the package there. So I'll have to look into this. Real termit? Don't know how to say that. Again, I apologize for butchering your language, Fredrik, but okay, so there is something in English here. It says, this meal is freeze-dried with our unique technology and vacuum packed in order to safeguard the flavor and ensure food safety. So it is a freeze-dried food ration, which is great for preparedness or camping, backpacking. So looks like a stew. So I'll definitely try that. Maybe I'll do a video on it. So again, Fredrik, if there's anything else you can tell us about this, please do, because that's interesting. I've never seen that, obviously. So we've got the cheese, we've got the chocolate, and we've got some stew. All right. I'm kind of probably going out of order here on a couple things. More chocolate. Can never go wrong with more chocolate, so thank you for that. That will definitely get eaten. And it's funny because John sent some chocolate as well, some Cadbury eggs and some various candy, and it's all gone, obviously. So that's always appreciated. Any food items, you can't go wrong. Okay, so this confirms my assumption that this is cheese. He sent me a soft cheese slicer, which is actually really generous. I really do appreciate that. I don't have one quite like this. I'm very familiar with the Fisker's brand, and so this is designed to slice soft cheeses. So this is going to be a softer cheese, obviously, and I can kind of feel that from touching it there. So cool, a cheese slicer to go along with the cheese. Now I'm going to have to bring the camera back up because we're going to run out of room here. This is already extremely generous and making me hungry. So we got the cheese, the chocolate, the slicer, the food ration. What else do we got? More Norwegian treats. So this looks like a soup. Don't know what any of that says. I'm not doing any justice to my Norwegian heritage right now. But it looks like, I don't know. There's meat pictured on the package, obviously, so I would imagine it's some sort of freeze-dried meat, possibly, to create some sort of a soup. I'll have to look into that and figure out how to make it. I may just reach out to you directly, Fredrik, and find out. But another Norwegian, what appears to be freeze-dried from the sound of it, food ration. So very cool. I'll definitely be eating well in the near future. All right, what else? We've got, okay, so this is I believe a fish soup. And fish is super popular in Norway. All different types of white fish, I believe, are pretty indigenous. And I'm assuming this is a fish soup. I'm assuming that fiske soupe, which is obviously not the pronunciation, probably means fish soup. So I'm guessing this is looks like some white fish and some shellfish to make a soup. So more delicious Norwegian foods to try. So that's fantastic. Looks like we got two more things, and I kind of cheated and saved these things for the end just because I noticed them when I opened the box and wanted to save them for the end. And there's also a note, which I just found. So let me take a look at this note real quick and see if I can read it. Okay, so before I read this, I'm going to show the last two items because this is going to give it away. So first he sent me a tourniquet, and this is a Russian tourniquet. I believe it's pronounced S-March or S-Mark, and he has a video on these tourniquets. So go check out his channel. He has a full video on these tourniquets. These are used by the Russian military, and some variation or another of this tourniquet has been used by the Russian military for a very long time. And I actually mentioned to him that I'd be interested at some point in getting one, and he sent me one, so that is fantastic. I'll definitely add that to the collection, test it out, and maybe do a video in the future. So thank you so much for that tourniquet. That's fantastic. I'll put that right there. And then lastly, and I think I know what this is. So it's a knife, obviously. And I can tell right away from the logo on the snap here, Hele, I believe is the pronunciation. Again, if I'm wrong, I really do apologize. These are Norwegian-made knives, and I'm familiar with this brand. I've seen them online, and I've looked at them for a long time. Some of them can be quite pricey, but they are made in Norway. It's got a nice leather sheath, and let's take a look at the knife. I think I may have seen this exact model online at one point, but man, that thing is cool. So we've got a nice wood handle. It looks like maybe maple or something like that. It's got a little painted accent on the bottom. You'll see if I can get a close-up there. If we can focus. Hele, Norway. That is fantastic. It's got like a Scandi grind to it, so kind of like a bushcraft style knife with this little guard here. Nice and small, which I tend to like smaller knives, but I've always wanted to have a knife, a Norwegian-made knife in my collection, specifically from this company. And so to have one, and to have one sent from Norway by a friend, Fredrik, means a great deal to me. So thank you so much. This will be a cherished piece of my knife collection, and it will never get sold, traded, or otherwise. And I'll be showing this to my grandfather, who's Norwegian, and he'll get a kick out of this. My dad as well. That is just incredibly generous. Thank you so much, Fredrik, for the knife. That is fantastic. Was not expecting that whatsoever. Really wasn't expecting any of this, to be honest with you. So this is really just, again, super generous. As I mentioned in the video on the package John sent me, this community is just very generous. Not my channel, but just the gear community. It blows me away. And so thank you so much for everything you sent. And I will read the note. So the note says, "Hi, Sean. I am sending you and yours a little something, as you were so kind to send me something. The knife is a traditional boy's knife here in Norway that every little Viking should own. So this one is for your boy to enjoy when he is ready." That is so cool. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. This is going to go to my son. When he's of age to own a knife, this will be his first knife, or one of his first knives. That's fantastic. The Russian S-March tourniquet you will surely recognize, and maybe you can do a comparison video and share your thoughts on the design. Also, there are some edibles in the package. Best wishes, Fredrik. Fredrik, thank you so much. This is too much. It's extremely generous. I love everything about it. Cheese, chocolate, food, a knife, and a tourniquet. It's all the things I love, and so generous of you to send it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. I do have a number of videos coming up in the near future. I will post this the day after I actually opened it. I'm opening it during the evening of, I believe, March 11th. I'll post this tomorrow. And coming up in the next week, you'll see a knife review, a medical video, and a flashlight review. And eventually I'll probably do a review on this and on this, and maybe talk about some of this food. But again, Fredrik, thank you so much. This is extraordinarily generous for you to have sent anything, let alone all of this stuff. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Check the link in the description for a link to Fredrik's channel. And he's recently changed his channel name. So he is the Prepared Norseman is his channel. So link below. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Fredrik, and I'll talk to you soon.